So of course, as I mentioned about my ever feasting, it's time for me to unbox the new product that I'm going to be unboxing, which is the Neewer LS-18 lens for my vlogging camera. Alright, so yeah, I did unwrap it in the past while I was doing an ever feasting vlog. This is now the unboxing day of unboxing my new lenses for my ZV-1. Now keep that in mind, this is a third-party accessory that I got from Neewer, but it will help me pick up with my vlogs or improve the quality in such site. Alright, so yeah, let's just unbox this. I know I did unwrap this whole wrapper around because this came with it completely sealed and I had a hard time trying to open that. Yes, I also did unwrap it as well and then open this new box called the Neewer LS-18 HD wide macro lens for the Sony ZV-1. So this is the whole product itself. Okay, here it is. So this is the Neewer LS-18 and then the box comes with a nice QR code for the official website. Alright, so there we go. This is the Neewer itself. Let's just unbox it. Ooh, it came with the instructions manual. The Neewer for Sony ZV-1. It comes with the instructions. There's a customer service for the Neewer as well. Oh, and yes, I did unwrap those lenses before. So let's just pick out all that from the box itself. So we got two things in the bag and an L wrench. Oh, we got a bag for the lens, which is for protection. And the other one inside is just a nice wipes just to clean the lenses. And I see nothing else in there, even if I tried looking inside of it. But I'm gonna keep this box for safe storage. Anyways, yes, I did unwrap it from the past during my food vlog, but hey, now here is the rear part. Here's the bayonet attachment that comes with the box itself. And the other one, I'm gonna try to unbox that. Let's see. I already did unwrap that. It is quite heavy as well. So here it is. This is the actual lens itself, used to attach with that. Except that this part is closed, so maybe I'm gonna try to wrap it like that. Okay, there it is. There's a lens cap as well, but if I try to pop it out like that, it should show the actual macro lens, actually the one behind it, and the wide angle lens. But if we split it out like that, that's careful. So yeah, there's two lenses, the macro lens and the wide angle lens. And it requires to be attached together if I want to use the wide angle lens, or if I want the macro ones, then I will have to only attach that. If I just wanted to have a default camera like that, then it will just be that itself. Alright, here it is. Let's just press this button right there, and then just let go like that. So overall, this is just the base bayonet, which also can be used to attach to a ZV-1 camera, combined with the L wrench as well. Okay, so overall, yes, that's all the products that I opened, and then let's see if I could give them a test for each of them. Okay, right now I'm on my iPhone. It's a little hard to adjust, and that is my camera that I used to vlog with this attachment below it. So here we go. Let's just begin setting this up for now. So here's the thing itself, the bayonet, and if I try to attach it, oh, gotta take that mount off first before I apply that. Alright, so here it is. So the rubber parts inside should help protect it from those round damages, so it should put in nice and smooth as well. Alright, here it is. Let's just attach this thing on carefully. Alright, so that's just that. And now all we gotta do is take the L wrench, wrap it up like that. Let's see. Make sure it's not too tight or it's gonna break the plastic off. So as long as it's tight enough, then you should be good to go. Alright, so now we got the base plate for this lens. Now we take this attachment for that and make sure it's aligned with the red dot as you can see right there. So if you see the red dot right there and the red dot, align it, place it, press the button that's below it with my thumb, and then try to rotate until it snaps in place. So once it snaps in place, then you're good to go. All right, so there we go. We got the base camera. It feels a little bit heavier as well. It's just put on this cat mic, and there we go. Now we just turn on the camera. The spring right there is not as strong, but it should handle the thing carefully enough. But yeah, I don't want to recommend keeping this on for too long like that, because sometimes I can adjust it and then adjust it like that. Okay, next part is to attach the lens. So here's the lens for this camera, and then if I were to attach that, this is the macro lens for the camera. Unfortunately, it cannot be used to take pictures from afar, unlike my iPhone that I can use to take very far photos. But however, if I were to want wide angles, then I would need to use another lens and then attach it like that. Now, once it's attached, you get the wide angle lens. So if you could see that right there, and if I were to turn on like that, then it feels like an eye watching you with the wide angle lens. So overall, I see some notable difference for the wide angle lens. Now, it just feels a lot heavier to carry around, maybe 2 times the amount. But on the next day, I will do a testing for each of the things that I see a notable difference. So stay tuned to that. First off, let's talk about the weight and size of the new lens. The CV1 itself weighs around 10.7 ounces, but adding the lens attachment increases to 17.9 ounces, a 7.2 ounces increase. But if I include a bracket under my camera, it weighs 19.9 ounces, which is a 2 ounce increase. That means it makes the camera much heavier than the base, which sometimes the strap can stress out. Yes, I'm using the Wii strap from one of my old Wii remotes. The issue for the lens is that it tends to spring too much when shaking a camera, but only if it's turned off and not zoomed forward. That's because the lens glasses weighs heavier. Another issue with the weight also affects the center of gravity. That means that mounting small tripods can tilt the stand itself. Fortunately, it works just fine with tall tripods used for photos and filmmaking. The size itself provides a better grip with the camera for stable shots or stable filming, but it can be detached for compact vlogging and easier pocketing. Some issues is that the attachment makes the camera itself unpocketable unless if it's detached, and when pulling out also makes it difficult to bring the camera out with the attachment on. And the bag itself almost does not provide space for the attachment horizontally unless if the lens is disassembled or stored vertically. The second observation is the wide angle lens itself. The first clip shown here uses a standard CV1 lens, but with the attachment on, it expands much wider view, which you can see the gray line below the screen. With Steady Shot active, the standard crops more visual borders, and with the lens attached, it is roughly identical to the standard lens without Steady Shot active. The only difference is that the attachment has a bit more of a visual distortion, which makes it slightly rounded, unlike the standard ZV-1 lens that films straight. I tried filming some different parts around the area, but I have Steady Shot disabled. The two other clips perform fairly similar to each other, but for those that want to zoom in close, use the standard lens. Otherwise, use the attachment for wide shots. For the zoom and autofocus, I don't see anything different other than the wide view for both lenses, but I don't recommend filming or taking objects too close while zoomed in. Okay, so this is basically what filming with this Neewer LS-18 lens looks like. It's a lot wider than my previous camera. So here is the one with the lens, and by taking it off, this is the one without the lens. Feels a bit more wobbly without holding the grip, but that's all I have to say here. Okay, so this is basically what filming looks like when using active Steady Shot. This is with the Neewer LS-18 lens, wide angle, and without it, it's just a standard model of a ZV-1 with the default lens. So hopefully this helps out a bit. The third observation includes a macro lens behind the wide angle lens. The lens itself is basically a magnifying glasses, which can take macro photos. To take macro photos with a standard ZV-1 lens, it requires zooming in or moving the camera closer to the object. With the macro lens attachment, it blurs every background except for the object that is directly focused on, but more closer inspection. Note that the camera positioning is much stricter than the standard, meaning that if you distance too far or too close, it makes the picture go out of focus. Note that in mind that the macro lens should only be used for deep close-ups, not for outside vlogging. Finally, here's another comparison using the macro lens and the standard lens. The zoom feature makes both macro and standard lose focus on an object, unless if it's zoomed out. However, the macro lens does a better job at precision distancing than the standard ZV-1, which, if the standard attempts to take a very close object, it will not autofocus. To conclude this video, here's a test of all four sides to what I would be using to film with the lens on or off. Alright, to conclude this video, I'm impressed to say that this is actually one of the best attachments for my vlogging camera. Even though I normally record compactly, with this attachment, it just makes it a little bit heavier, but I could use it out of a primary vlog, such as convention centers or any other episodes that relate to what I produce. But overall, I'm impressed to how the ZV-1 camera has an included attachment from a third-party vendor, Neewer, LS-18. But overall, I say this is actually the good product that I enjoyed trying, and I'll be using that lens in the future, despite some few mishaps. But overall, if you guys do enjoy this new setup that I included, please consider following me on other social media platforms in my About page. This is VlogWithAvroTF, signing out.